Good afternoon, everyone. It's Robert from My Turntable. Hope you're having a great day today. It's Remembrance Day, Wednesday, November 11th. I just came home from work. We did have a moment of silence, but it didn't last long. A second after they announced that the silence is over, it was noise and confusion. And we're fortunate to have a large screen television in our break room, and the Ottawa Civitas, Ottawa capital of Canada, was having a 2 minutes of silence, and I was really getting into it because they had the guns blasting and the trumpets playing, and the minute the 11:01 second hit, all noise broke loose in the lunchroom, and it just screwed up the whole getting into the thought and the whole idea of what Remembrance Day is. I think it should be a national holiday on any country. It's Remembrance Day in Canada. It's Veterans Day in the States. But regardless, it's remembering the men and women who suffered through hell, basically, to give us our freedom. I only had, that I know of anyway, my uncle served in the war, World War II. That would be my dad's brother-in-law, Uncle Gerald, and he never spoke too much about it. Not that I heard anyway, but there's many people that had suffered through it, are still suffering through the later wars, mentally and physically, and it's just a moment to take time to remember all that stuff and appreciate what we have and get rid of all this negative crap and respect each other and love each other. None of this, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, and it's gotten to a it's my kind of world, and who cares about my neighbor? And we need to get back to caring about everyone. And none of this BS about negativity and who's better than what. But that reflects a lot on governments and philosophies and thoughts and everything else. So I don't mean to ramble on a day like today. It's a day of remembrance, but it takes away from the moment when you're in the midst of noise and confusion, especially in a large retail outlet that I work in, a Home Depot. And that minute of silence is broken by, again, noise and confusion and chaos. And of course, we're ramping up for a Black Friday, another Black Friday event. There's, I don't know how many Black Fridays that you can have, but so anyway, enough about my rambling. I didn't mean it to start out this way, but I just had to get it off my chest. I was going to do a video on a contest entry that I saw Glenn Calloway, my great friend Glenn, do. But I just didn't have the energy to go through my stuff, so I'm just gonna continue on with my A to Z's and my CDs and look at Q and R. I only have one Q and the rest in R's, and only a few bands in R's, but a fair amount of discography from certain bands. So I'll go through that, and so let's get started before I continue to ramble on. I was watching Glenn's tribute. He was talking about books and documentaries and that type of thing. I'm not a reader, but it looked so interesting, and he had a fitting tribute at the beginning. As I said, I think Remembrance Day, Veterans Day, whatever you call it, should be a national holiday, and because war is forgotten in a lot of the younger people, and they need to reflect back on what everyone went through. So anyway, so the only Queen I have, and I can't say I have their whole discography on vinyl, but I've got a fair amount. Just picked this up the other day. It's their first album. It's so good. It's such a great album. Keep Yourself Alive, Doing All Right, Great King Rat, My Fairy King, Liar, The Night Comes Down, and so on and so forth. Has some unreleased um, songs as well, but it's the 20th anniversary of the album, and I love that color as well. So that's the only Q I have. So getting into the R's, I was fortunate enough to see this fantastic player along. She opened up with Eric Clapton, or for Eric Clapton, and it's Miss Bonnie Raitt, and this is The Draw. Beautiful woman she is, amazing guitarist, super talented. It was a great concert. I really enjoyed it. Is that right side up? Yes. Beautifully packaged. And yeah, this is a wonderful album. Wonderful album. So we'll go from there to some heavy metal. Aaron Mutha Almlar was talking about this band yesterday. Basically, the lead singer of the band, Ronnie James Dio. But got a couple of rainbows here. Rainbow Rising and Long Live Rock and Roll. Two wonderful albums. This one, I don't know, it's a toss-up between the two. Again, I've got a few rainbows on vinyl, but these two are great stuff. So thank you, Aaron, for that. That was a great tribute to Ronnie James Dio that Aaron did. So check out Aaron Mutha Almar's video. I believe it was yesterday that he posted it on his discography on Ronnie James Dio's years. Good stuff. I didn't have a lot of this band's stuff until I watched Glenn Calloway's video on them. Rolling Stones. I only had Goat's Head Soup and Sticky Fingers to begin with. Just these two albums here. But then I got watching his stuff and talking to him, and encouraged me to get into it more. So this is It's Only Rock and Roll. And then Stripped. It's been a long day. Exile on Main Street. Let It Bleed. And Bridges to Babylon. I haven't had a chance to listen to all of these yet, but it's the Stones, for sure. I'm glad to have them in my collection. Only have a couple by this band, and I can take them or leave them. I think I got this one because of the popularity. It was a pretty popular album when it came out. And I found another one in like a dollar bin type of thing. So I'm not a huge follower of this band, but every once in a while. Californication, Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is a really good album. But again, if I'd never heard it again, that'd be cool with that. But and I have Blood, Sugar, Sex, and Magic. To me, you have to be in the mood to listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but again, two good albums. And finally, one of my favorite Canadian bands. And I still don't have a complete discography of them yet, but I'm getting there. Rush. So this is their first album. This is without Neil Peart. John Rutsey was the drummer, but this is heavy stuff. Led Zeppelin, like it's, Finding My Way, Need Some Love, Take a Friend, Here Again, What You're Doing, In the Mood, Before and After, and the heavy Working Man. Um, Alex Lifeson's lead work on this is just stupendous. Um, there's early Rush there. There's John Rutsey in the middle. He wasn't in the best health, so he decided not to tour. Along comes this tall, lanky guy, Mr. Neil Peart, and changed their world and changed our world as well. So Rush. These aren't in any particular order because I never keep my stuff in order. So I'll go through what I have. This is Moving Pictures, probably the most commercially successful album. You've got Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta, XYZ, Limelight, The Camera Eye, Witch Hunt, and Vital Signs. Amazing songs all. Permanent Waves, Spirit of Radio, Free Will, two big hits off of this one. Awesome stuff. A later album, this is Hold Your Fire. A lot of people don't like the later Rush, but I don't mind them at all. I'd look at everything individually rather than compare the two, because if you start to compare a band's discography, then you're losing out on maybe some good music within, like the deeper cuts. That's how I feel anyway. There are some good deeper cuts on these albums. So that one there. You've got Hemispheres. This got the Trees, La Villa Strangiato, which is by far the best, one of the best instrumental songs that any band has done. Alex Lifeson is such an underrated guitarist, and Geddy Lee, an underrated bassist, and Neil Peart, of course, is a highly rated drummer, ranked right up there. So there's the boys there again. But wonderful album. You got Caress of Steel, Bastille Day, Lakeside Park, which I love. Good stuff after this one. Grace Under Pressure. Distant Early Warning, After Image, Red Sector A, Red Lenses, Between the Wheels. Awesome album. This one put them on the map, I think, 2112. Yeah. All of side one. Just a whole concept of amazingness. Another favorite, Fly By Night. Anthem, Best I Can. By Tor and the Snow Dog. Fly By Night, of course. Rivendell. A couple of later ones as well. This is Snakes and Arrows. Another great album. You've got Roll the Bones. I always thought it was Neil Peart doing the rapping in Roll the Bones, but it was, from what I read anyway, it was Geddy Lee, and they just altered his voice. But cool album. One of the greatest, I shouldn't say one of the greatest, a great live album. This is All the World's a Stage. This was in Toronto. You got Bastille Day, Anthem, Fly By Night, In the Mood, Something for Nothing, Lakeside Park, the whole side of 2112, By Tor and the Snow Dog, In the End, Working Man, Finding My Way from their first album, and What You're Doing from the first album. If you haven't heard this live album, definitely check it out. It's just amazing. I also have a box set of Rush. What do we got here? 15 minutes? Which has a second copy of Snakes and Arrows in it. So if I lose one copy, I've got another. There's also this is a compilation album that they did of their favorite bands. It's called Feedback. It's got Summertime Blues, Heart Full of Soul, For What It's Worth, The Seeker, Mr. Soul, 7 and 7 is, Shape of Things, Crossroads. Really, really good stuff. Vapor Trails, another fine album. Test for Echo. This is, I never remember the name of this one. Counterparts. Yeah, I never remember the name of that one. But a great album. Presto as well. And another copy of Roll the Bones. So I've got a couple of duplicates, but these little box sets sound so good. And happy to have that. And finally, one of my favorite albums. So I've got from start, not quite to finish, but this is their final album. And just remarkable. The song "The Garden," every time I see it, it just brings up so many emotions. And the live version is just amazing. This is Clockwork Angels. Such a great album. As usual, we lose people too early. I know they were retired. Neil Peart couldn't, he didn't have the strength anymore, perhaps because of his illness, but who knows what have happened. It's just life, I guess. But this is a wonderful, wonderful album, one of my favorites. So I guess I could have just done a video on Rush. But yeah, great album. So there you have it. There's my Q's and R's. I hope everyone had a chance to reflect on their time of silence at Remembrance Day, Veterans Day, whatever you call it. Everyone stay happy, stay positive. Keep on sending those beautiful comments. I love everyone. I try and comment on as many videos as I can because I like positivity. And if I don't care what color you are, what sexual orientation you are, if you're a great person, you're a great person. And I'll treat you with that same respect and same kindness. So, as Glenn says, peace out. Take care. Well, have a good day. Bye now.